To plot or not to plot? That is the question. The debate between plotters and pantsers I think will never end, and honestly I do not care where you fall on the spectrum. But even if you do decide to pants the entire thing, I think there is still validity in making sure you know what the overall arc of the narrative is. Especially that we're focusing on the efficiency of the writing process, knowing the overall arc for each character is going to move that along. But if you want to pants and just play around and take forever to write the manuscript, then I'm not going to yuck your yum either. Even if you're writing nonfiction, you should probably know where your story begins, what is the climax, and where it ends. This can be done through character art, or it can be done through facts, figures, anecdotes, stories, studies, whatever you want to bring into your book. This is the 15th video in a series where I'm going over every step of writing, publishing, and selling your book. If you want my credentials, go back to the first 3 videos, but now we are going into plotting out the actual structures of our books. Honestly, I'm not one to plot out every single chapter, every single scene, every single diagram or fact or figure or statistic, but I do recommend that you know what the exposition point is. This is the starting point. This is the status quo. This is the world as is when the story begins. Remember when we were talking about the hero's journey way back in the first video of this, we were talking about the ordinary world, the starting place for the hero. And then they are struck with the call to action, and so then we see the rising actions of the narrative arc. These are the attempts by the character, by the people in the story to solve the problem or the issue or the conundrum that arises from the call to action. Maybe they succeed, maybe they fail, but at some point they hit the turning point, the climax of the story. This point is full of tension and action and suspense. The character or the people in the story is faced with the decision to proceed or to retreat. It is the dark night of the soul. After the worthwhile lessons of the rising actions, where does the story go now? What was that last piece of the puzzle that you were looking for? And then you have the falling actions, the things that need to happen as a result of the climax, the direct consequences of the decision made during the climax, which will bring you to some sort of resolution. That's the last stage. Remember that storytelling is a circular process. One story's resolution is another story's exposition. One story's end is another story's beginning. Personally, I like to create playlists for myself that take me through the emotional arc of these points in the narrative outline, and those songs keep me on track throughout the writing process. Have you found anything that works for you? Let me know. I'll be doing one of these videos every weekday for the next 9 weeks, so I'll be here for a while. You know where all the buttons are.